So you're thinking about moving to the Reston Virginia area because everybody else is? But you're wondering, how much does it cost to live here? Well, stay tuned because I'm about to tell you all. Let's get back to talking about the cost of living in Reston. As you can see from this chart, living in the Reston and Northern Virginia area in general, it can be expensive. Keep in mind that the chart that we're using is for a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children. But you can click on the calculator below and then put your family and use the calculation for your cost of living. So housing, that's our largest expense. So let's break that down a little bit. The median price of a home in Reston is just under $500,000, just about $482,000. Keep in mind that we have a wide variety of homes, everything from a studio to a 1-bedroom condo to $1 million lake homes. So we can usually find you something in your budget. If you're looking to rent in the Reston area, the average price of a rental is about $1,800. Let's talk about food next. The estimated cost here is about $900 a month. But honestly, I feel like that's a little low to me because we have so many great places to eat and drink. Here, we tend to bust the budget a little bit in this department. Still, our grocery options, if you need to stay on a budget, we have a lot out there. We have the budget stores, Lidl and Aldi, that aren't too far away. We have our neighborhood stores, Giant and Safeway. And who doesn't love themselves a Trader Joe's? We've got that too. We have Whole Foods and Wegmans, and we have Balducci's right there at the Reston Town Center at a little bit of the higher end price point. Another budget buster is Childcare at about almost $1,800 a month. However, not much you can do about that here. You're going to have to pay for a nanny or a preschool or some other child care options while you're at work. Next, we have transportation, and it can be costly to get around in our area at about $1,135 a month. Most people do have cars though. However, our mass transit options are increasing. Right now, we have the Metro at Wheelie, and we also have the Metro coming into the Reston Town Center and at Herndon Monroe, and that will be probably by about the end of 2020. If you're commuting outside of Reston by car, you can expect to pay some tolls. We have the Dulles Toll Road that splits Reston right in half. There's no avoiding it. We all try to find ways around so we don't have to use the Dulles Toll Road, but sometimes can't get around it. So budget about $30 to $50 for that per month. We now have the Metro commuting to Tysons, Arlington, and DC, which runs about $7 one way in rush hour. And parking is about $5. So you can expect to pay $200 per month to commute via the rail. Ouch! Next up is healthcare. At almost $1,000 a month, not much we can do about that here, but you should know Reston and Northern Virginia have some of the best doctors and healthcare facilities you can find anywhere. Just across the street from the Reston Town Center, we have the Reston Hospital. Of course, we have some other expenses too, other necessities like clothing and household supplies and maintenance. Kind of expect to pay about $1,150. And your children, they're gonna try to want to keep up with the Joneses, but you can resist and stay on your budget. Finally, we have the dreaded taxes at about $1,675 a month. We are actually fairly low compared to much of the East Coast. Our sales tax in Fairfax County is about 6%, while our property taxes in the area are still relatively low at about 1.15%. Watch out for those special tax districts where you can be surprised by that extra tax surcharge. So there you have it. Yes, it does cost a fair bit to run a household in Reston and Northern Virginia. But the average household income in Reston is about $115,000 a year, which is much higher than the national average. With smart budgeting, You can do it. And there are so many great things about living here that make it totally worth it. If you want to learn more about those things, watch my video about the 7 things you need to know about living in Reston. And that, my friends, is Greater Reston Living.